I'm Edwin Warfield, the publisher of City Biz, and I'm honored today to interview Jeremy Shen, who's the Chief Strategy Officer at YHB, and Tony Spano, who's the Managing Director at Choreo. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, Edwin. Good to see you.
Good to see you. For readers who may not know you, how would you describe your companies and the path that led YHB and Choreo to collaborate on wealth management services?
Yeah, thanks, Edwin. That's a good one. So just a little bit about YHB. So public accounting firm. We have 9 offices through Virginia and Maryland. We're pushing 80 years now of serving the region, which is exciting. That was before my time, obviously. And so we traditional public accounting advisory assurance work, long kind of standing roots in those areas. But obviously over time, as our clients grew and their situations just start to get more complex, so naturally those conversations are going to expand beyond just kind of compliance and into advisory and broader questions around ownership, succession, long-term personal planning. And as our clients we work with became more interesting or complicated situations, we realized that we really needed more of a side in kind of business decisions and personal wealth decisions and how they're so connected. And we just needed a partner with more resources, more sophistication, and a team that kind of matched our scale as YHB has grown beyond just, we started in Winchester, Virginia, and now we're over in Maryland and all over Virginia. And clients, we have a client in every state. I did verify that today. We have a client in every state. So we have clients nationally and some internationally, and just have more complex issues. And so we just needed a partner who could focus on investment strategy and shared kind of our client approach. And that really led us to Choreo and Tony's team that kind of have that very much a collaborative experience. They're in our offices, they're with our team all the time, and they just feel they're the closest feeling we've ever had to kind of another firm just like YHB. And so integrating them has been really easy, but that's kind of how we evolved into having a wealth management partner and how we kind of went with Choreo. So Tony, hopefully I set you up okay for that one.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Thanks, Jeremy. Choreo has a unique history. We were founded about 25 years ago inside one of the larger CPA firms in the country. At that time, our mission was pretty simple. We wanted to meet our clients at the intersection of tax and wealth. We wanted to serve as their trusted advisor, not just for investments, but for all things wealth. If we fast forward today, 25 plus years later, we champion our clients to help them make tax smart decisions to grow, protect, and preserve their wealth. But as an independent firm, I think we're able to amplify that message. We can reach more families. We can collaborate with more partners like YHB. Today, we have over 40 locations. We have more than 7,000 clients, and we manage just over $27 billion in assets that we manage or advise on.
Well, that's an impressive number. So what client needs or trends made this collaboration between the two firms especially valuable now?
Yeah, I'll answer that question, I think, through the lens of our core business owner client. And I think in our industry right now, there's a gap in service between that one-size-fits-all model and that private wealth model. And that's really where I think both firms specialize. Additionally, in both of our businesses, there's always been this compartmentalization between business and personal planning. And that's not what a business owner wants or needs. They need a collaborative team that's willing to work together to meet their unique needs. So I think what we have combined is we've got two firms that truly put their clients first, and we can serve them together. And that really becomes valuable from that business owner's perspective. Jeremy, I don't know if you have anything to add.
No, and I think you nailed it, Tony. It's so interesting. There's so much. Edwin, your listeners know, and you certainly know, the interdependence mixed with uncertainty, mixed with what in the world's going on today in the business world and economy as a whole and regionally, it's just an interesting time right now. And people or clients want more and more of an easier process. Right? It's their business is complicated enough. They just want an easier process. And to Tony's point, it is so much intertwined between, you can't just say, this is me as an individual, and then this is my business, and this is my family, and these are my business partners. They need it all to work together, because in reality, that nothing is that isolated and separated. And so that's so much why we need partners like Choreo and like Tony and his team, because you can't have wealth just treated separately, and you can't have your individual, your business, your partners, your family. It really is all interplayed together, and that's what we're able to provide more of a cohesive experience with that, because that's what people want, and they want more coordination among their advisors. They want fewer disconnected conversations. They want more integrated thinking. They want more collaboration that's about planning for business and succession and what comes after, because it's the whole life cycle of the business. And so that's what I think that's what the market's demanding, and that's what we're trying to meet with this.
So how does bringing together YHB's advisory perspective and Choreo's wealth management expertise give clients a richer experience while allowing both firms to remain focused on their own strengths?
Yeah, so I think both of us were, take very much of an advisory approach, right? Like the compliance part, especially as technology advances, as there's an app for everything now. There's AI that I can have a conversation with while I drive home that books my plane tickets. So it very much is, the challenge for us is the market is demanding more and more proactive communication, not until people reach out to them. And so I think that's the strength that both of us have working together. But certainly, Tony can speak to what's going on at Choreo, but at least at YHB, that's very much where our focus is, and being much more proactive. And that, once we have that official relationship with the client, Choreo and YHB, we can call Tony ahead of time and troubleshoot things for the client and think through them and plan without even having to, until we're ready to bring the client in on that, can reach out to them proactively. Like, hey, we see this coming. We kind of have a game plan. We want to get together with you. We've been working on this. So I think that's where the power really comes into it.
Yeah, Jeremy, I think that's right. I think both firms have unique experiences serving similar clients. Like, we go at it, similar clients from a different angle. So I think it's been a natural fit. But you hit it on it earlier. Like, our clients, they crave that collaboration between their wealth team and their CPAs and their M&A advisors and their lenders. And at Choreo, we're often put in a position where we can serve as quarterback in those situations. But I think more importantly, our focus as a team and our collective ability together to go deliver a comprehensive and coherent plan for both the business and the personal wealth is, I think, what delivers that superior client experience.
So each firm has its own culture and identity. How do these distinctive cultures shape the way you work together?
Yeah, I think first and maybe most importantly, like our people, at least I can speak from the Choreo perspective, they enjoy working with the YHB team. And I don't think any of this works if that's not the case. At Choreo, I know that we strive to be the trusted advisor to our clients. We want to be that first call. And from my experience, Choreo and YHB share similar values about how we think about our people and how we treat our clients and our teammates. So it's been very natural to work together. The YHB clients that we've had the privilege of being introduced to talk about their relationship with their firm, like the firm is a member of their family. And I'd like to think that our clients think of it the same way.
Yeah, and I think it is, we do come from different perspectives. And I think that's some of the benefit. There's accounting firms that also have wealth internally, and there's wealth firms that also have tax internally. And that's great. They figured out how to work that. I think what is unique about us is able to have super hyper focused with we're not held back by certain restrictions. So we can be hyper focused in kind of the accounting and assurance advisory part of it, while Choreo can be super hyper focused and the best of breed for what they do in wealth management and investment advisory. And then so we're not waiting for one. There's not different allocations of resources to one. Both of us are in the race to be the best at exactly what we do. And now we're able to bring that together in a seamless relationship. So I think it's just, I do think it's a little bit of a competitive advantage. And I think we'll see more people, look for models like this where you're bringing together a collective rather than they all have to be the same company. I think it's just, it's different. I don't know that, necessarily one is worse than the other. I'll say, obviously we did what we did for a reason. So we think it's working well. But I think the advantage is we're just able to challenge each other. And I think it's a healthy competition. We do want to both serve the client well. We want to be their first call. We just want to be leading edge. And so it's a fun kind of competition, even though we work together, obviously, but it's fun to push each other and they say iron sharpens iron, and be surrounded by people who make you better. And that's what we try to do. And that's what we found with Choreo.
So for YHB, how do you see partnerships like this playing a role in the accounting industry as a whole?
Oh, well, that was a great follow-up question, because I think that is, I guess I was kind of alluding to that a little bit earlier in the answer to the last question. But I mean, I think we do see, and I think we've talked about this in other interviews, Ed, when the pace of change in the accounting industry has changed more in the last 3 years than it did the last 30. And that's the accounting profession. I'm sure, Choreo, Tony, I'm sure you're feeling it as well in the financial services. But clients just expect more specialization. And the reality is there's been a ton of private equity involvement within accounting industries, and people are getting kind of gobbled up into bigger, massive ones. And there's not a lot of firms like YHB. In fact, if you're at another accounting firm and you're not private equity owned, I'm starting a club, if you would like to join it, with people that aren't taking that right now and are staying independent. So I'd love to talk to you, because there's just less and less of us out there, and finding ways to do it and to offer our clients a different experience, but not they don't lose anything by the way we're doing. They're gaining more, as we think. And so realistically, Edwin, I think there's going to be more partnerships like this. I know that's what we're doing at YHB, is we're finding other kind of, we call them preferred partners, like Choreo, to offer a larger suite of things that we could do on our own. So it allows us to get to market a lot faster with services for our clients. And you don't have the kind of slow build of trying to do that internally. So I think there's just a ton of value we're able to deliver our clients, and the accounting industry. I think they're going to keep doing partnerships like that, especially for firms like YHB who want to stay independent, and they want to stay sustainable, and they want to stay relevant, right? Like you can't just keep doing what you're doing. So I do think this is going to be more common in the industry.
Well, I'm excited to see, because hope that you continue to maintain your independence and stay away from private equity and continue to grow your businesses. So keep us apprised, and as you develop more partnerships, you know where to find us. So again, thank you, Tony, and thank you, Jeremy, for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks, Edwin.